Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today's video is going to be putting metal on the roof of that building right there. Got me some good help. Let me show you how we went about it. We started off making some roof ladders to keep us from falling off of this thing. So let me show you what we got. These are the roof ladders. We got two of them. The roof is slipperier than we expected, so that's what we come up with to try to keep us from falling on the ground. The first thing we're going to do is put these 1x4s up here on this roof. Then we got this hardy board fascia that we got to install before we even get ready for the metal, and we got some trim to put on, the metal trim. So you can never be too safe with our awesome roof ladder. Okay, so this is what happens when you let your plywood hang over. So we're going to take this plane. Jamie Perkins would be proud, wouldn't he? All right.
Definitely needs to go up. Right there.
Probably could have handed it up, but it was fun watching you do it by yourself. So we're almost done. We got 2 sheets left. Do you have any pro tips?
GP force field is slippery as hell. Don't put it on your roof, especially if it's an 8.
Last screw. Okay, we're getting ready to install these windows, and so we made the rough opening 1 inch wider and 1 inch higher than the actual window. And we wrapped this window with this force field tape all the way around, and we used the window tape on the sides. And the reason I use this is because this stuff stretches really good, so you can stretch this out and stick it. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put another piece over top of this right here just to hold that down. But you see how much that stretches, and it makes a great bottom seal for your window. So what we're using to install the windows are these GRK 1.25 I call them truss head screws, but they're called them cabinet screws, but they're the flat flathead screw. So they look like that, and they're a 15 torque size 15. So that's how we're going to install these windows. Okay, so I just put a piece on there because when you stretch that out, it wants to try to turn loose eventually, but so I just put a piece on there just to hold that stretched area in place. So I got these little spacers. They're 7/16, but it's real close to centering the window vertically, and I got a little piece here I put on the side, so that'll center this window up in the opening. So we're getting ready to install these windows. One of the first things you need to consider is this back of this flange right here. If you can see it, see that lump right there? That thing's sticking off about, I don't know, better than a 1/16 of an inch, and it's like that on all 4 of these. So if you don't trim that back, it's going to push the trim out, and then you have this lump on the outside too. So what I'm going to do is try to whittle that off a little bit so it doesn't push the flange out. Okay, so I just put 1 screw in there on the side, and what I'm going to do is go inside, since I'm by myself right now, to see if it's centered on the opening. On the inside, we've got pretty well centered all the way around. So I just need to level the window now and make that adjustment. So now we have all the bottom screws in. I've got 1 up each side. We're going to check this on the diagonal to see if it's square. And these vinyl windows, it's 49 5/8, 49 and 5/8. So the vinyl windows are pretty rigid. Once they're made and glued together, they stay pretty square. It's hard to push them out of square. So, but you just want to check real quick before you screw it off. So this is what we're using for the window tape. It's MFM Building Products, and it's window wrap. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the sides first, and we're going to extend above just a little bit, do both sides, and then do the top one and lap over the sides, and the bottom stays open. So if there's any water in it, can get out. So that's all we're doing to the windows for this moment. After we get the trim on across the top, we'll put a piece of drip edge over that and also tape that on. So but for right now, that's all we're doing with the window. So real quick, I'm going to go over how I install these doors. So these doors don't have any exterior trim, interior or exterior trim. So I put these stops on here, top and bottom, and I went ahead and nailed a shim in 3 locations where the hinges are going to hit. And so you can see I've got stops all the way around. And we're going to use this under the door. So to make it easier on installing, I took a couple pieces of this. It's 7/16 OSB. And I'm going to put it right here to help pull this door in place. And it just acts as a stop to keep it in there while I'm trying to get it plumbed up. So now it won't fall out of the jam. So now I can shim it up and get it all squared up, plumb. And what I'm going to do is once I get the shims in, I got three locations on each side. I'm going to pull this trim back. or this weather strip I should say. Pull the weather strip back, we put a screw, a 2.5 inch screw in 3 positions on each side once it's shimmed up, and then that's it. You can add the trim to the outside. Okay, that wraps up this part of the project. So coming up next, we got some plumbing and some electrical, getting ready for the framing inspection. So stay tuned, and as always, take care, God bless, and I'll see you later.